Howdy, Possum Patty here, coming to you from the west bank of the Quinnebog River. I thought I'd come down here and look around to see if there would be a good place to go rock hounding in the river. But right now, the level of the river is very high, so you can't walk out very far. Howdy, Possum Patty and the Soggy Bottom Bunch here. And I'm just back from the river. I know, right? Well, Thursday mornings, Mr. Possum goes to the dump. He takes our trash down to the dump in town here. And I've been researching online about different places to go rock hounding. I know. Ever since I joined the rock club and went to the rock show. Yeah, I'm in the mood, right? So I saw that there was access to the bank of the river close by, not far from where the dump is. So I said, I want to do a ride along and we're going to go down the river and I want to check river access over there. And he's looking at me. It's kind of cold this morning, he said. Yepers, spring at Soggy Bottom. Look at the frozen water in this bird bath. I said, well, I'm not going to go rock hounding. I'm just going to look at the area, see how accessible it is, and if we can get to the bank of the river and all that. I wanted to check it out. We were going in that direction anyway. So he said, okay. So we went to the dump and then we went to this little river access place. Well, it happened to be in a park. Like there's a ball field there for the kids, and some playground stuff. So it was pretty accessible. And the trail going down to the river was very short. Yes, very short walk down. Apparently, it's a river water trail. And it's a place where you can put your kayaks in the water. And then it goes down for about 5 or 6 miles. And there's a good place where you can pull your kayaks out. And it's supposed to be an easy stretch of the river, especially for beginners. Because I guess below that, there's some rapids and rocky bits and old dams and things you have to go around. So it was easy access, nice wide trail going down to the river, no problem. There's a little side trail, probably fishermen use it or something. And the river was really high. I had my boots on. I went right down to the water. And there's some little pebbles there and stuff. But I wanted to get more into the river where I can get some, river stones, some rounded stones, or see if there was any garnets or agates or something down in the river. And you just couldn't today because the river was very, very high. Usually is in the spring with all the rain and the snow melt. I thought this would be an interesting place to go down to the river because very close by on the west bank, the same bank I was on, but up higher ground, downstream a little bit, is an archaeological dig where they found an old Indian fishing village or something. And you can't go there, dig around, of course, because it's archaeological state dig there. But I figured anywhere along the river might be interesting. And this is very close by, public access, no problem. Did I bring home any rocks today? No, I didn't. Like I said, you couldn't get down, where there was more rocks, just some rocks at the edge, but it was more like gravel from the trail coming down. It's not really the river rocks I was looking for. I did walk a little bit along the side trail, and I didn't bring home a rock, but I did bring something home. There were lots of trout lilies on the trail down by the river. And this one was just sort of sitting next to the trail, like above ground, like the roots were trying to get down into the soil. So I just picked it up and brought it home and planted it here at Soggy Bottom. Yes, so I am so anxious to get started on my journal. Yes, on my journal, so I can tell you all about my rock hounding adventures and my rock club and going to the rock show and all that. I have to journal about it, so I can't tell you yet. No, I've got to get it into the journal. So we're going to get the journal started today. You could be making a junk journal out of any soft cover book. That's what we're doing today. I have a children's book, Everybody Needs a Rock. I can't wait to make this journal. Yes, and I'm going to keep the story intact in the center of the journal. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. So, oh yeah, let's just get started. Come on along. Everybody Needs a Rock by Bird Baylor. Everybody needs a rock. I'm sorry for kids who don't have a rock for a friend. I'm sorry for kids who only have tricycles, bicycles, horses, elephants, goldfish, three-room playhouses, fire engines, wind-up dragons, and things like that, if they don't have a rock for a friend. That's why I'm giving them my own 10 rules for finding a rock. Not just any rock, I mean a special rock that you find yourself and keep as long as you can, maybe forever. If somebody says, "What's so special about that rock?" don't even tell them. I don't. Nobody is supposed to know what's special about another person's rock. All right, here are the rules. Rule number 1. If you can, go to a mountain made out of nothing but 100 million small, shiny, beautiful, roundish rocks. But if you can't, any place will do, even an alley, even a sandy road. Rule number 2. When you are looking at rocks, don't let mothers or fathers or sisters or brothers or even best friends talk to you. You should choose a rock when everything is quiet. Don't let dogs bark at you or bees buzz at you. But if they do, don't worry. The worst thing you can do is go rock hunting when you are worried. Rule number 3, bend over, more, even more. You may have to sit on the ground with your head almost touching the earth. You have to look a rock right in the eye. Otherwise, don't blame me if you can't find a good one. Rule number 4, don't get a rock that is too big. You'll always be sorry. It won't fit in your hand right, and it won't fit in your pocket. A rock as big as an apple is too big. A rock as big as a horse is much too big. Don't choose a rock that is too small. It will only be easy to lose, or a mouse might eat it thinking that it is a seed. Believe me, that happened to a boy in the state of Arizona. Rule number 6, the size must be perfect. It has to feel easy in your hand when you close your fingers over it. It has to feel jumpy in your pocket when you run. Some people touch a rock 1,000 times a day. There aren't many things that feel as good as a rock, if the rock is perfect. Rule number 7, look for the perfect color. That could be a sort of pinkish gray with bits of silvery shine in it. Some rocks that look brown are really other colors, but you only see them when you squint and when the sun is right. Another way to see colors is to dip your rock in a clear mountain stream, if one is passing by. Rule number 8, the shape of the rock is up to you. There is a girl in Alaska who only likes flat rocks. Don't ask me why. I like them lumpy. The thing to remember about shapes is this: any rock looks good with 100 other rocks around it on a hill, but if your rock is going to be special, it should look good by itself in the bathtub. Rule number 9, always sniff a rock. Rocks have their own smells. Some kids can tell by sniffing whether a rock came from the middle of the earth or from an ocean or from a mountain where wind and sun touched it every day for 1,000,000 years. You'll find that grown-ups can't tell these things. Too bad for them. They just can't smell as well as kids can. Rule number 10, don't ask anybody to help you choose. I've seen a lizard pick one rock out of a desert full of rocks and go sit there alone. I've seen a snail pass up 20 rocks and spend all day getting to the one it wanted. You have to make up your own mind. You'll know. All right, that's 10 rules. If you think of any more, write them down yourself. I'm going out to play a game that takes just me and one rock to play. I happen to have a rock here in my hand. I love this story. Wasn't that fun? Yes, everybody needs a rock. And I can see that the bottom of this is split, so there's some glue here where this page has been glued to the cover. I think the signatures in this book are glued in. I think they're glued in, yes. Let's see, I can got that out on that side. And so now, let me get the back cover. This is an Aladdin paperback for ages 3 to 7. 3 to 7. 3 to 77. For kids from 3 to 77. Okay. I'm doing this very carefully because I don't want to rip the cover and I don't want to rip the papers. I just want to gently pull this away from the glue. The top of the page seems a little more firmly glued. There we go. Just getting my thumbnail in there. Just go slow and take your time, I guess, is the best. I did rip the page there a little bit. Yeah, it's a sticky part right here. Oh, there are threads. Can't see them on the outside, though. There's 2 threads. There were 2 threads. Now, let's see. Let's give this a little inspection here. If there's threads, shouldn't you be able to see them? Where's the center? I'm looking for the, I think I found it. How the different signatures are put together. And I think they're glued like right here, I think. Or not. I believe this is where the 2 signatures come together. Should I tempt a knife? I do want to be careful. And I don't want to cut through the cover. I'm cutting through the glue that's holding the 2 signatures together. This might work. We hope. We hope this works. Here's a thread. So I believe each signature had some stitching, but then the 2 signatures were glued together, and then the whole thing was glued into the cover. Not as easy as a little golden book. No, take out the staples and you're good. I might have to clean up the edge of these papers quite a bit and get all that glue off. See, you get these big chunks of glue here. So I might spend a few minutes kind of getting that off of there before I put it back into the journal. Just kind of clean that up. Take the glue bits off. And then after I do that, I'll probably be able to just sew this back in. I might have to put a little strip here to reinforce this area. But that's not going to happen until we get the cover going. So there's my 2 signatures that I have to clean up. Otherwise, that was pretty successful. Pretty successful, yes. Now for the cover, I want to just cut off the spine, and it's a very, very narrow spine. Like that. That's all the spine is. I should, and this is a good idea, cut it with this, make it even. Now, cutting it even is important if that edge is going to be right attached to the spine, but in this case, it might not be, because I think I'm going to make the cover a little bit bigger than this. Do the same to the back cover. Now I'm going to cut the cardboard. I was thinking of leaving a little edge around of the cardboard, or maybe just an edge here by the spine, because I want to put some fabric on the spine, and I need a little space here to glue it down, and I don't want it to cover the illustration. So just a little bit. Where's my ruler? I'm going to leave maybe ½ inch. I'm going to leave a ½ inch right there, which means it'll be 10 inches wide, but I can still make the papers maybe 9½ inches by 9½ by 7½, say. So I'm just going to mark that at a ½ inch there, and then I'm going to mark it here, and I'm going to mark it there, and get this trimmed up for the front. I'm going to save these pieces to make the spine, which I will cut down to size in a moment. I think I made this a little too wide. Let's see. No, perfect. Okay, well, that looks perfect, yes. And I'll decorate the inside. I just wanted to make the cover a little sturdier by adding cardboard. Since I'm going to cover this with fabric, I could put the white on the inside and do it this way. We'll see. It'll depend on what kind of fabric I use, because if fabric's a little sheer, then I'll probably want the white underneath it. All right, now we have to do the same for the back. Mark a ½ inch. Now you'll be making your cover whatever size you need for your book. And you don't have to leave this extra ½ inch unless you want to cover it with paper or fabric. It's absolutely not necessary. Your cover can go right up to the spine. And I'm going to mark this and this and this. Okay, my blade will be dull after I cut this cardboard, I'm sure. have to change it out pretty soon. So this will be the back, like that. And this will be the front. And spine. How big of a spine do I want? I'm thinking maybe, where's my ruler? I don't think I'm going to go 2, I could. I think I'm going to go 1.5 inches, 1.5 inch spine. And this needs to be as tall as the book. And because this is now a double thickness, I'm going to make the spine a double thickness. So I need another piece the same size. Like that. So I am going to, right now, glue these together. Okay, now I have to attach the cover to the other cardboard. So I need to glue this also, don't I? Yeah. This book belongs to Possum Patty. I think I'm going to go ahead and put it on the white side. The edges always want to poke up. I wonder if I should put a stitch around after the glue dries. Okay, now you got to think backwards. So it goes like this. Goes like that. So it's got to be on this edge. This is where the spine's going to be and the fabric's going to come over. So while this dries a little bit, I'm going to go to my fabric drawer and look through the selection there for something with these colors. Sort of light green, olive green, tan, brown, something earthy. Now some people put paper on their spines, but I found that I like to use fabric material, cloth, because I can put it on tight and yet the fabric will give enough so that you can bend the covers back around and then it keeps the cover nice and tight. And I probably should have cleaned the cover off. It's a little dirty, yes. Do I have any more clips? A big clip. All right, so we're gonna let these set for a moment. I'm just going to take these clips off for now, and later I do believe I'm going to run this around in the sewing machine. So this will be the size of the journal. And what I'm looking for is a piece of cloth that will cover the spine and these two sections on the front and the back when I get it together. The first piece of fabric I pulled out was this one, but this is way too red. I was just looking at this color in here. And the second one is orange, but it does have like that little bit of green in there. But I was like, keep looking. And the next one I pulled out was this one. And what I liked on this, there's different colors. You got to find the right section here. Was this section with the green. With all those greens in there. And I like this much better than these two. But then I went to the next drawer and I found this one. And I think this is wide enough. Let's see. Well, this one is not quite wide enough. See, now I wanted the fabric to go right up to there. So if I do that, there's not enough to cover the back, but I could add another piece. Or let me see. All right, put this one on the back. Okay, that's on the back. That's the spine. That's the front. And then I could put another piece to go right up to that line there. So I've narrowed my choice down to this and that. To this or that. This or that. Oh, someone's banging on the door. Is it the mayor of Soggy Bottom? Meow. Meow. Do you have to make an appearance every day now? Do you have to come in every day? She said, there's journaling going on. I must go check it out. I must go check out the journaling. She did get her manicure yesterday. Nails look much better. They were kind of sharp yesterday. Yes, they were. Well, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Is that better? She's always trying to scooch up. Scooch up. Yes, scooch up. She'd be happy if I just stay like this all afternoon. She's not going to like it. I'm going to put her down a minute. Okay, I'll pick you up in a few minutes. I'll pick you up again. Okay, still shedding. So in this video, I read the story, took the book apart, figured out the signatures. I have to clean these up before they get sewn back in. I made my spine. I reinforced the covers. So that is ready to go. I will sew around though, I believe, with my machine. I picked out my fabric. That took a while going through the drawer, yes. I picked out my fabric to cover the spine. Should we call this halfway done? Just about. Almost halfway there, yes. And the treehouse journal's down on the floor over there. So here's the treehouse journal, all nice and dry and ready to go. Love it, love it. I was thinking of one more thing, but I'm going to put this aside for now. I always think of one more thing, right? And the little mini treehouse journal's up here, so I don't lose it. Fabric I have to put away. And yes, so in the next video, it's going to be a surprise. I'm either going to get this journal put together or this journal put together. So you all just have to come back now, you hear? Bye-bye.